Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Recoome Guldo, Brutal Power and Psychokinesis, the Strength Recoome Guldo, who recently got their Extreme Z Awakening as a part of the, General Tower worldwide celebration joint event celebration campaign. So basically they are pretty good. Obviously they are, I would say, majority just a tank defensive unit. They do a lot of good utility as well. On top of that, attack, lowering, stunning, sealing. But let's talk about it. So, Recoome Guldo, they are a Dynamic Saga category key +3, attack and defense of 150%. Lead, so they're a good sub lead. Basically, they greatly raise attack and defense in one turn, cause supreme damage to the enemy, and greatly lower attack and defense. So all very useful things to use for ultimate clash, etc. Just basically all really good stuff. So basically there's a huge huge amount of utility that they provide, and we'll talk about that from their passive. Attack and defense of 200%, damage reduction 30%, great chance of guarding all attacks. Seal the attacked enemy's super attack. After guard is activated, defense up of 100%, and launch an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super. When attacking with 12 or more key, they have attack and defense of 50%. And then they, for every attack received, have attack and defense up of 20%, up to 100%. When there is an ally whose name includes Ginyu attacking in the same turn, they will guard all attacks, damage reduction of 30% before attacking, and then they will stun the attacked enemy. So, that means that with a Ginyu in the team, or in the turn I should say, they have 60% damage reduction, guard, and at a rainbow level once fully built up, they'll sit at about 1.3 million defense. To put this in perspective, if there's a Ginyu in the same turn, they tank pretty much the same as Great Ape Vegeta, which as everyone knows is a fantastic tank in the game. Obviously there are some caveats to this. Firstly, you have to have a Ginyu, so that's a little bit of a shame, but it's not a huge restriction because based on link set and based on how they work, you want to use them to shield Ginyu anyway. Secondly, as well, something that's important, if the boss has crit and the boss fires a super after they super, there are one or two bosses, if they're hitting like a 6 million crit, and these guys only have their 30% damage reduction and their or their 2 million defense, they could take damage. Not that you'll lose, but they could take damage. It's not a game changer, but it's just something I do like to point out, because there is going to be the odd situation where you may see that happen. You might go, oh, but I thought they were a tanky unit. There is that brief window where they could encounter problems. In terms of their link sets, so there are Frieza's Army, Frieza's Minion, Ginyu Force, Brutal Beatdown, Signature Pose, Loyalty, and Fierce Battle, and all of that is great. It's a very limited link set, very limited, but it suits Ginyu perfectly, and ultimately that's the unit you are catering to. You're not catering to any other unit, you're catering to Ginyu. It's important that Ginyu has its link set serviced, and that's what they do. In terms of categories, Dragon Ball Seekers, Ginyu Force, Joined Forces, Mission Execution Plan, Dynamic Saga, Space Dragon Warriors, Special Pose, and Terrifying Conquerors. All in all, they are a good unit. They give you great utility. They stun, they seal, they attack lower. All of which is now useful in a variety of content, from Red Zone to Ultimate Clash to Battle for Formidable Foes, etc. Secondly, as well, they are a great tank. So regardless of the one small minor potential situation where they can take damage, like I said, they're great Ape Vegeta levels of damage taking, so they are really good. They're fantastic. As long as there's a Ginyu, basically these guys can tank, which is what you want. You don't need anything else. And then obviously beyond that, they also, at least for me, they provide a crucial role for the team, being a slot 1 unit. Now the other caveat that they have is obviously they're limited, so you have to have a Ginyu basically for them to really be super solid, because great chance to guard is fine, but it's not amazing. There's still inconsistencies there. Secondly, as well, when you look at how they function, I will say that although I like how they work, I do think that ultimately their damage is a little bit low. Especially when you consider that, yes, they do bring good utility, but it's not like they're bringing support or anything, although there is tons on the Ginyu Force team. I think their damage is a little bit lower. The Rainbow level, hitting like 18 mil as your big attack stat, even as like a banner unit nowadays, is okay. It's not amazing. So that's the only thing I will say. I probably would have liked them to maybe add on, let's say, an extra 4 million just to break the 20 mark consistently. I think would have been good for them. But all in all, I do think they are a good unit. So I do still like them. I think they are really solid. I think they give you a good basis off of which to build your Ginyu Force team. To have a slot 1 unit that can tank so well and do so many good things is really hard to come by. And so to have one like them that functions so well and does so much good things, I think is great. And honestly, for me, is just something that is really worth it. So I have no issues with them. I think they are an incredibly good unit. I think they are perfect in their role. A little bit limited, but that is understandable considering they are a Ginyu Force character. And yeah, obviously there are some concerns around their damage. But I think ultimately if you have these guys, you'll know how good they are for the Ginyu Force team. And I think they're really good as a tank. Bye.